What the ruddy heck are Chelsea Football Club doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan, and welcome back to your second Chelsea news video of the day, because big Fabrizio Romano has come in with a peculiar dagger, talking about Chelsea hijacking, spending 100 million. Now, before we get into it, I would like to say that generally, I am really pleased with the ideas of the new ownership, with where we want to go, what we want to build, implementing and buying youth now, building the team of tomorrow, bringing in a recruitment team. In fact, if you haven't seen my latest upload, talking about the positives of the infrastructure and where Chelsea are actually going from here, I would urge you, go check out my latest upload, the one before this. But today we are talking about this bombshell dropped by Fabrizio Romano regarding Chelsea hijacking the Mykhailo Mudryk deal. And it's funny, but I don't know. Look, before we get into it, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dropping a like. You're welcome to subscribe should you want to do so. I recommend, because it's the January transfer window, that you hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Alright, mate. This is ruddy mental. So let's just bring up Fabrizio Romano's tweet. Look at this. Bang. Exclusive. Chelsea board. So the Chelsea... hold on. The Chelsea board... Not the recruitment team, Barbara Sharon and Finkelstein and the whole Goldstein. Chelsea board are now in Poland, trying to reach a verbal agreement with Shakhtar for Mudryk and hijack the deal. Official bid ready, close to 100 million. Arsenal have always been leading the race in talks with Shakhtar after third official bid. Mudryk's position, now crucial. Right. Let's talk about this. This is funny because Arsenal have made loads of approaches for the player. And if we hijack it, it will be sort of like a Willian deal, North London. But 100 million... for, yes, a very talented player, fine. What's he got? I'm looking at it now. He's got 3 Champions League goals this season, which is good. He's got 7 goals in the Ukrainian league in 11 appearances. Fine, pretty good. He's like a sort of attacking midfielder winger, isn't he? He's very young as well. He's 22, so he sort of meets that profile. I mean, just the last upload I was talking about, I was looking at that English winger, Noni. Granted, we want to rebuild the attack, but are we just going to... First of all, Mykhailo Mudryk wants to play for Arsenal. We've said it on the channel before, and here we are again. And who could blame him if you've got no particular allegiances to Chelsea, like Wesley Fofana or David Datro Fofana, all the Fofanas. If you're a Fofana, you're a Chelsea fan. Like, these kids grew up supporting Chelsea. They wanted to come to Chelsea. Great, we love that. Welcome. Hopefully, the Levi Colwill's currently playing excellent against Liverpool at centre-back. We've got loads of youngsters. Badiashile, Fofana, the defence should be sorted when they're all in there moving forwards. Yes, it's hard to think of a positive future time for Chelsea Football Club, but it's out there. Mudryk has been, I believe the youth call it, twerking for Arsenal on all the social medias, liking comments, doing all sorts of interactions. He really wants to go to Arsenal. And, maybe he just wants to leave Shakhtar and therefore he sees an opportunity to join Chelsea. Do you really want a player that has been twerking that hard for an opposition team? In fact, your rivals, the red half of London. Do you want that? And more so, 100 million. 100 million. Right, you know what? Chelsea, the Chelsea board, who are currently in Poland, there is a player who would like to join Chelsea. His name is Enzo Fernandez, and he plays in a position of dire and profound need for Chelsea Football Club at the moment, especially considering the injury to Dennis Zakaria and the fact how, Jorginho's head's got in Italy probably, and, we don't know. We just need a midfield rebuild. We don't need a mercurial Ukrainian league young winger for 100 million at least. He's a very talented player. He is. Clearly he's very, very good. And it would be funny, but 100 for a play... Hi, my name's Mudryk. I'm desperate to go to Arsenal. Hi, my name's World Cup winning, Golden Boy winning World Cup Enzo Fernandez. I want to go to Chelsea. In fact, I stopped training. I don't know why I'm doing this. He stopped training to go to Chelsea. That's what we need. Why didn't you just this 100 million, right? This 100 million, spend this on Enzo Fernandez. Genius. Why don't I work for Chelsea? I should be on that board in Poland right now. I'll say, guys, think about this. Huh? Look. Alternatively, we just buy everyone and spend £1 billion. That's the alternative. We buy Mykhailo Mudryk, we buy Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo. We just keep buying everyone. We buy that winger from PSV. Keep buying. Who else could we buy? McAllister, we could buy him as well. Who else should we buy? Oh, Marcus Thuram from Borussia Mönchengladbach, the French striker. Let's buy him as well. What? Look, I mean, I don't understand. Like, it's fun buying players. I'm a Chelsea fan. I grew up sort of in the Roman era. It's good fun. Todd Bowley did say when he bought Chelsea that he said, end quote, I believe, financial fair play is beginning to bear its teeth. So what does that mean? Does that mean now, because of this, because it's more risky, we're going to spend just an absolute incredible amount of money? I just saw stuff on social media and news articles that they realised they made a mistake in the summer. I got a little bit of sympathy because we were yet to have the proper recruitment team in, and it was just them, recognising we need players, probably buying the wrong players, and probably spending a bit too much money. Though personally, I do think we did good business on Wesley Fofana for like 69 million, considering they wanted 85 million, and he's excellent. He's a player I've always wanted. I had no issue with us spending that on him. But I just don't know, man. I honestly just don't know. João Felix, again, on my latest upload, I spoke about how Chelsea are confident. Should they want to, they can get him on a permanent. He'll cost silly money as well, but we'll see what happens. If he comes back into the side after his free match ban and seemingly continues to supercharge Havertz and inspire our attack, I will feel much, much better. I saw a quote on Twitter about actually Ian Wright was watching the Chelsea-Fulham match with Crystal Palace manager Patrick Vieira, and they were both waxing lyrical about João Felix and his performance in that opening 57 odd minutes. And then when he got sent off, Vieira got up and went to the kitchen and was smiling, and he was like, yes, because he knows, great, he's not going to be available to face my team this weekend, Crystal Palace. Anyway, there's an anecdote for you there. I digress. Point being, yes, I'm all for revitalising the attack. Heck, we need to revitalise every area of the pitch right now, including goalkeeper, it would seem. It is a rebuild. Need it clear out, it's a rebuild. I'd like to see some exits in January. I don't know how feasible that is now in the final couple of weeks-ish of the transfer window. Due to injuries, it's probably going to be quite difficult. But Mykhailo Mudryk for 100 million euros. Let's have a quick look at his transfer marked. I've watched a little bit of him on like Twitter and YouTube, probably from some like Arsenal fans on Twitter, sharing his skills. So he can play as attacking midfield, number 10, or right or left winger, essentially. Transfer marked has him valued at 40 million euro, which is about 35 million pounds. But of course, because it's a January transfer, he's just in February. Literally about a year ago, he extended to December 2026, so he's got long in his contract. It's because they just feel like they're in a position of strength. I heard weeks and weeks ago on an Athletic podcast, representatives of Shakhtar talking about the value of their player Mykhailo Mudryk, saying, look, we've seen Antony go from Ajax to Manchester United for 100 million euros. That's our barometer. If a big club in the Premier League is going to pay 100 million euros for Antony of Ajax, who, by the way, his numbers in the Eredivisie, playing for the giant Ajax, wasn't that great. He was yet to outscore and out-assist loanee midfielder Mason Mount when he was a teenager and went to Vitesse, his productivity from midfield was better than Antony's from the front line, playing for, not Vitesse, for Ajax. He went for 100 million. So here's Man United spiking the market and making it stinky for everyone. Hey, look, I'm a Chelsea fan. We've, spent 100 million on Lukaku. Lukaku was always going to cost that much, considering his age, profile, Belgium's top scorer, and the 2 seasons he had at Inter Milan. Now, it was, I know we all look back and laugh now, but it was like Lewandowski, Benzema, Harry Kane, Lukaku. These were like the elite centre forwards in Europe, performing high numbers. So he was always going to cost a lot. But yeah, regardless, Chelsea have overpaid for a lot of players historically, so I shouldn't really, glass houses and all that. But recently, that's what Shakhtar has done to dictate this price for Madrid. They said, look, Antony goes for that. This is how much we value him. We don't want, we don't have to sell him everything, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And that's just where they're at. So, like I said, the positives, should this deal come off, would be Chelsea get a talented attacker and they mud Arsenal. The negatives would be Chelsea are paying probably more than double the value of a player, and the said player has been loving up Arsenal and wants to go to Arsenal, and there's probably a third that you'd be directing such profound amounts of funds to an area that's less needed than, for example, the midfield, and example, the aforementioned Enzo Fernandez, who, yes, to reiterate, wanted to come to Chelsea. Tricky. My screen just glitched out. Hopefully that's not in the recording. Anyway, I wanted to react to this sensational news and put it out to you guys, the viewers, the fans. So let me know what you think about this deal. You probably know more about him than I. You might think this is an excellent opportunity. Oop, there's the tweet again. What I was going to say is thank you for dropping a like on your way out. If you're yet to do so, it supports the content and I appreciate it. But I look forward to reading the comments to this one and seeing what you guys think. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Turn the bell on. See you soon. Peace.